This question just in from Mr. David, who is taking high school algebra. Had a little trouble with this problem, so I'm going to explain what you can do, two options of how you can solve it. So you started off right, you were dividing, everything by 2, and that's perfect. We're going to simplify everything, and we're going to have x squared minus 9 equals 0. And it looks like you added 9 to both sides from the work that I saw that you did, which is great. However, the mistake here in the next step was that you tried to divide by x. And that's going to pose a problem because, remember, our goal at the end of any algebra problem is to get x alone at the very end of the day. So when you divide by x, you're getting the x on the right side with the 9 as well, and we just kind of backtrack a little bit. So instead, let's think about a new tool, a new skill that you will use here to get this x alone. So remember, with basic algebra, when we add something to both sides, such as in this step, we are peeling away the 9 from the left to the right and we get x squared. Or in the first step, you divided everything by both sides. So you're used to the 4 basic operations: dividing something on both sides, multiplying something on both sides, adding or subtracting something on both sides. Now, we're going to take the square root of both sides. So taking the square root of a squared term will actually cancel out the square, this 2 right here. Okay, so what we get here in the next step is the square root of x squared is x, and the square root of 9 is 3. Now, depending on the algebra course you're taking, they may or may have not taught you to also do it like this, where you, instead of this answer x equals 3, you get x equals plus or minus 3. So at this point, you would have had, x squared, you'd have your 9, and when you take the square root, you would do a plus or write a plus or minus there, and then you would get x equals plus or minus 3. So depending on the algebra course you're taking, and the reason it can be positive 3 or negative 3 is because the square root of 9 is obviously 3, but it can also be negative 3 because negative 3 squared also gives you 9. So if you want to just be safe, you can just put x equals plus or minus 3. Now the other way you could have done this problem is, we'll look here on the right side. We're going to add 18 to both sides, and we get 2x squared equals 18. Then we would divide by 2, and you'd get x squared equals 9, and here we go again. We're at the very same place as the other problem. So again, plus or minus, squeeze that in there, you get x equals plus or minus 3. So if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. You can contact me at studiomac.net. Have a good day.